Well, so I got one more question, unless something else pops up, Karen. But how do you decide? Because I run this a lot. People want to do social media themselves. A lot of times, out of budgets or even just fear of going down this road anyway, because they haven't used social media or used it well in the past. But how do you decide whether the business owner should do the social media in-house versus hiring someone like you?
Okay, so again, it really does come back to what is the strategy, what's the market you're trying to get in front of, and how aggressive do you want to get with applying and executing that strategy. So what generally happens when I'm working with a client and they have hired me to create this strategy. So I've spent some time looking at their business, their profile, their purpose, right? Their why, what target market they think they would want to be working in front of. And then I kind of go away and do my own research, and I come back with a strategy based on this data and research that I've done. So one of three things happens at that time when I'm sitting back in front of the client and we're going through this document strategy that I've put together. They're going to say, this is great. I love it. I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it myself. And I say, fantastic. I'm not emotionally attached to whatever their decision is. I just want them to be successful. Or the other is, this is great. I'm going to go run this. I've got resources, but I'd still like you to hold my hand for, like 90 days or something. So that's option two. And the other is, this is great. I love it. I can't do it. I don't have the time or the resources. So you take it and you do that for me. So in that number three option, what I love, again, about social media is that you can still be very effective with not a whole lot of money. It's really the clients that dictate to me how much they want to move the needle. So if you want to really I want to execute everything, Karen, that you have said in this strategy, then I say, okay, then you're probably looking at around a couple thousand, maybe 2,000 to 3,000 a month. So I always start out at let's move the needle all the way for you. And so then it gives them the opportunity to sort of dial down, right? If they go, whoa, wait a second, I can't afford to do that. Then I can say, all right, well, let's look at it from this perspective. How much can you afford? And that I'll be realistic about what they should then expect in return on that investment and that effort. So I've seen it go either way. And some are like, well, I just don't have a budget at all, so I'm going to try myself. But I will tell you that I have had, some small boutique first time they just opened the doors, right, that hired me to do a strategy, and they have gone off and done what I've told them to do all themselves. And they're so excited because they are seeing a difference. So if you can do it, you can do it, it's because, but you have to do it. It's not going to work just because we had this conversation, and that's the thing. And they say, I've implemented what Karen told me to do, and I'm actually seeing the results of it. So you just have to do it. So it can be something you can do, but you have to have the time and the ability to put into it.
Yeah, no, I'll just add on to your point. It's just really a commitment to execution.
It is.
Down to. And so that's what I tell clients too. I said, look, you can do it yourself, but you really have to be honest with your commitment to be able to execute.
Right.
And you really have to be honest, because just because you maybe don't want to spend the money or whatever the case may be, is if you're going to do it in-house, you really need to be honest and have commitment to execution. And especially when I look at their personnel, the way that the personnel makeup in the business. And I said, who's going to do it?
Right.
Can you set aside X amount of hours every week and not bother them? Because what happens, especially in a small business, is they have people they're wearing multiple hats. And they may have good intentions to do social media, but then they pull them away to do some other tasks, right? And so next thing you know, they don't get to execute. So that's the thing I really always stress with them is, look, if you're going to do it in-house, if you're going to assign somebody in your business to do it, You got to set aside X amount of time and not bother them. If you're not,
Yeah.
you might also hire it out or hire somebody to do just that.
Yeah,
That's
right.
not gonna work.
Just be realistic.
Yeah.
Just
Go
be
ahead.
realistic. And then I've asked several times when I've gotten together with customers that have said, okay, I'm going to go do this myself. And you have that kind of reality question is, okay, so what is it that you're going to be doing differently so that you will have different results?
Mhm.
And they don't look at it like that. They just sort of think, I'll continue to do everything I'm doing, and now I'm going to add on top of
Yeah, exactly.
this. And it's like, that's not a successful approach. That's kind of set you up for failure.
Right.
So something has to change. Something's got to be different. It can't just be, now I'm going to add this on top of it. So what can you possibly look at that you're doing now that maybe you don't have to be doing and someone else could possibly be doing? Or maybe there's a tendency to spend a little too much time on Facebook or social media with that distraction, right? That you can kind of eliminate, because something's got to move out in order for this to move in. And like you said, maybe it's finding another resource to do it, but just be realistic that this is something that has to be looked at as in more of that holistic view, right? Look at everything you have on your plate. Look at everything that you are doing, your process, your procedures, your tools. How are you effective throughout the day? And you have to see, where is this going to fit? Where is it going to be successful?
Yeah. Well, thanks, Karen. Thanks for the insight. And any closing thoughts for the listeners here about social media?
It's totally fun, and it can really, really be successful. Again, think about who you want to get in front of, who's your target market. Be a big fish. Don't be trying to market to everyone out there. Think about what's your specific differentiator, what's your purpose. Look at finding a market that you can really get in front of that is going to help move that needle, and it's totally doable. And you don't have to be spending thousands of dollars, quite honestly, a month. If you can't afford that and you want to just make a little bit of an impact, anything you do is going to make an impact, as long as you do it with a strategy.
Strategy and target market.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Karen, thanks a lot. I appreciate you being with us.
Thanks so much, Robert.
You're going to help a lot of people out there. And so, for anyone that needs, what's that?
As well as you, yes. Yeah. For all you're doing too.
Yes, well, thank you. So if they need to reach you, how should they reach you if they need to get a hold of you?
Yeah, thank you. So my website is behindyourcurtain.com, and my Facebook as well, facebook.com/behindyourcurtain.
All right. Great. All right, Karen, thanks a lot. And I know I'll be talking to you soon. Take care.
Yes, look forward to it.